Yeah, welcome back, traders. Be trading up the Canadian pairs. I'm looking for slight move up on the Canadian pairs, but looking for a bigger reversal. So I have my workspace, the Canadian workspace, and first we're going to go analyze the power zone on the Great British Pound, Canadian Dollar, Euro CAD, New Zealand CAD, USD CAD, Canadian Yen, and Aussie Canadian. Okay, first up is the pound Canadian. Got a big bullish move up, but I'm still looking for this thing to pull back in a sell, because remember, it's still in a downtrend overall. The big trend is down. So looks like it's going to go up some more. I'm looking at 2100 on Sunday, which is 9 p.m. Looking for the 60 minutes to start to go down. All right. And then it's gonna, looks like it's gonna peak down here at probably like 11 a.m. in the morning, and we'll see what the trend is actually doing. So into Monday, down move on pound Canadian, but it's still going up. This is Sunday here at 11:19 Eastern Standard Time, so we're still going up. So 9 o'clock, I'll be looking on my smaller time frames for a short entry of some sort. Okay, then we got to move up at 11 a.m. on Monday. I'm looking for just sells. Depending how the trend is going, traders, but I'm looking for like some sell opportunities because the Canadian is going to get some strength, but it's still like these pairs are going up, so we'll see how the trend is going. So I'm looking for a possibly sell at 1800. That's 7 p.m. So this is the Asian session. So I don't know how this is going to go down. It looks like it's going down into 12 p.m. the next day, which is Tuesday. And then we're looking for an up move. Now this is a longer up move. Even though you see this thing going up here, but the histogram does still roll over a little bit to go down and then back up. So let me put an arrow there so you guys don't get. So that's 3 a.m. in the morning. This is no, actually, 4 a.m. is the lower bar right here, and then the high bar is going to be it looks like 11 p.m. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay, pause the video for the times. Okay, and then Wednesday, looking for a move at 12 p.m. down into 5 a.m. in the morning. And then it looks like the histogram gets really small. Looks like consolidation. Not too, but then you got a big breakout here though on the HPC lines. Here it's a big breakout. I could see that here. Then it peaks out. Then it starts to roll over a little bit, goes down, and then you got one more last move, pulls back, and that looks like 3 p.m. That's the end of the market basically, and then it shoot up, and it looks like a reversal. So that's the pound Canadian. All right, so right now when we look at the chart right here, it's the pound Canadian. This is we're using EMAs of, so let's go into it. We're using EMAs of 55, 89, 144, 233, 377. Okay, so once the candles close above all of these lines, let me pause the video. Hold on. Okay, traders. Again, once these you're above the yellow, all these lines here, now you have a long setup. See right here, pulls up, pulls back, and then your entry is here. You see the next blue candles, and you take a long trade, and then vice versa on the downtrend. You can see how big downtrend this was with the Canadian. So I'm still expecting a big down. It's going to probably go up and then going to shoot down pretty hard. On a lot of the Canadian is going to get some strength because oil is going to go down, and then bounce, and then just take off to the north, because it just cannot be that low. All right, so definitely moving down. You can see how it stays below the moving averages. Then we start crossing them here. So you probably want to start, you want to exit the trade, and then it looks like it's going long. But what I do is I'll use the power zone to try to get my entries in the direction of the trend, whichever way it's going. But I'm definitely more biased to the short side, but I will take some long trades. Okay, so we got the Euro Canadian. It's another one. This one looks like the peak move is going to be up here at 8 p.m. in the Asian session, looking for a down move on the Euro Canadian. Okay, and then till the next morning until 9 a.m. All right, so I'm going to pause the video because I got some stuff to do, and I shall return. Welcome back, traders. Here we are. We're going to analyze the Euro Canadian chart. Looking at the Canadian pairs again, because of I think the Canadian strength is going to be coming. It's probably going to go up some more, but I'm looking for more of a short sentiment for the Canadian to gain some strength across the board on all the Canadian pairs. The only Canadian pair I did not include was the Swiss. I don't trade that. Okay, at 8 o'clock on Sunday, it looks like it's going to peak out here. And looking for, on a smaller time frame, some down movement for the Euro Canadian. All right, and then after that, it's going to be until 9 o'clock in the morning, so watch out for 9 a.m. in the morning. It's going to retrace back up. Okay, and then we have a peak move out on the histogram here. It looks like it's going to be about 7 o'clock that Monday evening, going into the Asian session, and then look like we're going to go down some more. It looks like this looks like a lower high, but then we're going to go into Tuesday, and it looks like it's going to make an up move here. Remember, the market waves, so the market's not just going to go up or down in one direction, in one shoot up. It's going to wave, and that's what you see here on this. You see waves. Okay, so and then this could be a buying opportunity, because each bar here is 1 hour. So, and then it's an average of 5 or 6 bars before you get the U-turn. But you could see a little dip here. It looks like it dips down and then goes back up. And then it looks like it starts to roll over here. And then you got a little shoot up here. That's at 11 a.m. in the morning. And then that's it. Boom, going down. But not crossing zero until we get to here. But it's going to go back up a little bit. And this is 2 a.m. in the morning, and then down till 12 p.m. on Thursday. So with the 60-minute, you're only going to get a few trades, that peak out on this histogram. For instance, this is one trade. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this could be maybe 7, depending on how it's going. Let's see. It's going to peak out, I think, 3 a.m. Hold on. Looks like 3 a.m. These look like almost double tops. And then down till that's so let's recount them over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe 10 trades for the week. Because this is the end of the session, so I probably wouldn't want to, you probably wouldn't want to get into a trade here. But it's going to go back up right here. All right. But it's not that many trades when you're trading a 60-minute. So that's why you go to a smaller time frame like the 10 or 5-minute if you're trading off the 60. All right, so let's look at the Euro Canadian chart now. And then, like I said, I like to analyze the power zone first, and then I want to see what the chart is actually doing. So at the 60-minute time, when it's going to come in at 8 o'clock on Sunday, I want to see this thing starting to roll over here. You know, start going through the moving averages, like when it was on, you know, like here when you got that move crossed over, you got the double hump here, and then but I'll be analyzing the power zone and then looking for a down. But once they're below all the moving averages, now all you're looking for is something to pull back into the moving averages to take a short or any kind of candlestick formation and down. Okay, and then once it starts crossing over the moving averages, then you know you probably want to look to exit your trade once they start going, you know, crossing over. Also looking at the power zone for entries and exits. All right, these are candlesticks on the 60. I did not use the wrinkle bars on this, but you can use it on a smaller time frame. You could use the Uniwrinkles, or you can use a smaller time frame or range bars. You know, something for an easy entry. So that's the Euro Canadian, all days marked out. This one is the the New Zealand Canadian. This one should have a big move to the downside, but it's still going to have some upward movement. It should drop when we get to about 8 o'clock. We should be going down, but didn't look for an up move at 11 o'clock the next day on Monday. But the short side is definitely coming on the New Zealand Canadian. Okay, so you can see the humps here. You got one at 8 o'clock, and then you have a move from 11. This is the buy move from 11 a.m. in the morning to 2 in the morning, and 2 in the morning down again until we get to I believe this is 4 o'clock. And then we're going to look for an up move here. And then we're going to look for another sell at 8 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday for the New Zealand Canadian. And we're going down until, looks like we got some look like some chop here from here to here. That looks like a little chop, and then down. And then look for a buy signal at 10 a.m. on the New Zealand Canadian up until 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. on Thursday at the Asian session. And then down into Friday until 7 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so those are the trades for the New Zealand Canadian. So let's look at the chart. But remember, when I look at the power zone, I want to see the same thing happening on the chart. Okay, so let's go over to the New Zealand Canadian right here. Oops, sorry, traders. And here's the New Zealand Canadian. Same deal. You know, when I go to the 60-minute, I want to make sure that the chart is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, so right now you can see it's in an uptrend. At the moment, it's above all the moving averages, and here was a nice entry. I wonder if I may automate. I could probably automate the signals. But marker plus, we'll see, traders. I could probably automate this stochastic with buy signals. We'll see. We'll see if I do that or not. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so that's the New Zealand Canadian. Now we're gonna go with the U.S. dollar Canadian. I already in this trade already. So I think we got in. Yeah, I had a sell marker right up here at 34.50. I think it went to like 65, and then from there it fell. Okay, I think my entry is like right there. But what is I think it's going to do? I mean, I just go to the power zone, and again, this one looks like it's going to peak out. It doesn't have a stamp. Did not print a time signal for some reason. I don't know why, but it looks like between 23 and 2200, which is 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock on Sunday. It looks like we're going to go down from there. Who knows how fast, and because sometimes the Canadian is just going to consolidate and not really move sometime in an Asian session until we get sometimes till we get to the New York session, and then it moves. Okay, traders. So it's gonna pull back now. It's gonna start going up until we get to that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on Sunday. Then we should be moving down because the bars are getting lower, smaller and smaller, and then we go into 9 a.m. in the morning on Monday. Then possibly looking for some sort of an up move until we get to 1600. Okay, traders. So then from there, then we're going to be looking for a down move, possibly till 9 o'clock again. It looks like that 9 o'clock number is, that's the magical number. It seems like 9 for the Canadian both days, Monday and Tuesday, look for an up move. And then 2 a.m. in the morning, we're going to be looking for a down move. And again, seeing what the trend is doing, we just look at those times and then we go to the chart and see what the chart is doing. Okay, you can see it's in an uptrend. It's laying on the yellow line right now. But if we get a move below it, all we have to do is wait for a move below, check the histogram, move below the moving averages, then it's going to pull back into the wave, and then that's when you're going to look for a short, and then to the downside. Okay, so that's what I do when I'm trading using the power zone and using these moving averages. Well, we are looking for it to pull back into the trend. Once it crosses like this one, once it crosses up, it's going to pull back eventually back into the wave and then down. See how it waves down, waves down, waves down, waves down. Right here is a big indication this market is going up. Big time hammers here, 2 of them. If you knew candlestick formations, you know this thing's going back up. All right, traders. So, excuse me. So let's go back to the Canadian again. USD Canadian. We went over a lot of these moves. Just pause the video and you can see the times. Just stop the video and you look at those times, mark them down, go to a smaller time frame and see what the currency pair is going to do at those times. Okay, so that's a US dollar Canadian. All right, next up is the Canadian JPY. This one, the Canadian is in the front. So right now you can see the it's in a downswing. All right, so we go to the power zone, and looks like Sunday at 1800, which is about 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Let's say 1900 is 7. No, 6 p.m. So it's 6 p.m. Sorry, trader, 6 p.m. It's going to be an up move, but it may go slow. You don't know. Up until 10 a.m. in the morning. So it's going to be a pullback into the downtrend, but it looks like it may, maybe starting to rally just like on the opposite side of it, of the other pairs, they're going to be going down around those times. Okay. So this is what I'm looking at. An up move to 10 a.m. Then we're going to look for a down move until 8 p.m. the same Monday from 10 a.m. to 8 a.m. 8 p.m. Sorry, traders. And then the up move, look at the same times. The times are similar, almost like the other pairs, the Canadian had nine AM signals. This one has two back-to-back 10 AM signals for sells. Okay, so be aware of that, traders. Here's a 20. Here's a up move at 8 p.m. And you got one at 9 on the next day. But it looks like a downtrend though here. And it looks like it's just going to go lower. See the HPC lines. And it just pulls back, goes up a little bit here, and then peaks out, drops again, and then that's it. Boom, we're going to the north here on Thursday. So this move right here is 2 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. It looks like it's going to the north. Might be even sooner than that. Probably even 12 a.m. in the morning might be a best move on this pair up till 1300. Okay, which is it's about 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. And then we're looking for a down move from there. Not crossing zero, and then it's some sort of an up move in Friday, and then down. So this time here is going to be 4 a.m. in the morning. Look for a down move on Friday, and then an up move. Is it 10 o'clock? 10 a.m. All right, again, you can pause the video and get the times down. Canadian yen. 60-minute time frame. Looks like only a handful of trades, maybe 7 or 8. But on a smaller time frame, depending on what the trend is doing, you can take it from there. Again, always refer to your chart which way the trend is actually going. Okay? Okay, you got the Aussie Canadian. You can see the Aussie Canadian's in the uptrend. All right, traders. So then we go to the Aussie Canadian Power Zone. Before I take any trades, I always look at the Power Zone first. So that's not even that's one part of my rules. You get looks like the peak of the histogram here is going to be at 3 a.m. in the morning on this one. But we're still going to get a run up on the Aussie Canadian until 3 in the morning. Then we're going to look for a down move, not crossing zero though, and then we're going to go back up. I'm trying to find a minimum bar. Looks like the minimum bar is here. That's 11 a.m. in the morning. But you're going to have to take some chop here for I don't know how many hours. 1, 2, 3. About 4 hours before you even, start to go up. And then you're going to go back down. This one's going to be bumpy. All right. And then we got another sell signal at 6 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday. Going down, not crossing zero. Again, and then we're going to look for possible up move at 7 a.m., but it's going right back down at 21. So I would wait for 2100 here to take it short. Looks like back and forth, then down, then back up again. But your peak histogram over here is going to be here. The low is going to be at 1 a.m. in the morning. Then the peak on Wednesday is going to be 11 a.m. To the south till 5 a.m. Looks like 11 a.m. is a very key time because that's probably like the London close. So you're getting a lot of times, you're getting a lot of action around that time. Okay, 5 a.m. Thursday, we're going up until this is chop after that, and then back down till 6 a.m. in the morning, and then that'll be pretty much it. It looks like it chops after that. Always refer to a small time frame to get your entries. Okay. And I think that's all the currencies that I'm looking at for the Canadian side of it. Okay. So let's briefly go over pound Canadian. Right now it's in an uptrend at the moment, but overall the big picture is a downtrend. Euro Canadian, same deal. Currently in an uptrend, but we're looking for a big move down. New Zealand Canadian, Right now it's in an uptrend, and again, same thing. We're looking for down move. USD Canadian, and with same thing, it's in an uptrend. The overall big picture is the downtrend. And we have the Canadian JPY, and well, we don't have enough data for that, but we're looking for this thing to move up, okay, on some Canadian dollar strength. Okay, and then we have the Aussie Canadian, which is in an uptrend at the moment, but it's probably going to go a little higher, and then we're going to look for some sell opportunities as well on this pair. Okay, traders, so that's about it for that. And then I'll update you with some of the other videos that I took last week. Not too many, and we'll take it from there. But definitely looking at some of these Canadian pairs, you know, for the for the Canadian itself to get some strength. All right, traders, I'm out. Update you with those videos. Stay profitable. Yeah, welcome back, traders. This is the U.S. dollar JPY. I've been waiting for this trade. It's like 9:35. Okay, we got a red dot lower low, so this thing's gonna pull back. It's gonna go up before it goes down. So what happens is when they sell off the currency pair, and when the red dot, when you get a sell marker, and then it takes out this previous low, and it actually took this low out too. So it's gonna pull back and go up before it goes down. So I'm expecting some sort of a pullback. On the 60-minute time frame, I'm going to have to switch. You know what? I could just probably, hold on, let's have a JPY here. I could just convert this to a 60. Right here. See where we're at on the 60-minute time frame? We're still not at the peak on the 60-minute time frame. It looks like it's going to be about 10 o'clock. So we got another half an hour. So we can wait for the pullback that's going to come. It's still got some upward movement here. So 10 o'clock, we're going to take that short trade. So I don't want to get into it right now because it just made that's one of the 5 patterns when trading the flux with these sell signals. You got red dot, lower low, like I said, and it definitely took out this level of support here, and then it took out this one here. So it's going to pull back, and then we're going down on this to get right to this 10 o'clock, and we should head down pretty rapidly, I believe. Well, it's still a long trade though, even though it looks like, you know, it looks like it's not that far, but this is a lot of hours. You got, once this turns 10, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a pullback bar, 11. Yeah, 11 hours. Then we're going to start going up. But it's not up, you know, it's up, then a pullback, 10, and then boom, we're up. All right, traders, Aussie dollar is returning over. Look like we're turning over. Look at that. Look at that huge trend in the Aussie dollar. So beautiful. 60-minute pull, that one. And the pound Australian dollar. Well, I have to switch workspaces for that. That thing's dropped. It's pulling back now. What did it bounce at? The 618? Hold on, traders. No, not quite. Still at the 50. But it was pretty close to the 618. But yeah, it's 50. And you could see the, I'll just bring it in really quick. This is the pound Australian dollar. When I, was doing the video, it was like in a pull. It was like in this mode, pulling back up, and then the time came in for the sell, and this was all the way up here. Man, this thing dropped like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it just dropped. Made a ton of pips on this. It just dropped, traders. And we currently should be going up soon, 212 pips. As you can see, that the basic stochastic right here looks like it's going to go for an up move here. Aussie dollar is definitely going to be pulling back because it's starting to get resistance up here in the supply zone up here. So we got some resistance here. As my stop loss, coming pretty close to it, but still has not taken it out. I think we're going down on an Aussie dollar. So, oops, hate when that does that. All right, traders. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit that out. There we go. So, with the Aussie dollar, the Canadian, that's the Great British Pound, U.S. dollar buy signals coming in at 10.15. We'll see how that works out. Dollar Canadian making a run. Thing almost stopped me out on the auto trader. Look at that, laying right on my stop loss. Look how close can you get to the stop. See, that's a red dot lower. It's really orange, but they call it red dot lower. I may have to change the color for this. And here we go. Red dot lower low. That means it's going to go up. Okay, go up. And plus with the histogram, matter of fact, here's one of the histograms here. It's definitely going up. Even on a 60-minute time frame, the histogram's going up. But yeah, you're talking, some of these stop losses. I mean, the thing's just laying on it. Back traders trading the U.S. dollar Canadian with the auto trader with the Rinkos, Unirinkos, and look, traders, how close to stop loss. I mean, it's literally, I don't like using that word, but it's literally, I mean, right on the stop loss. I don't know what the close means because there's a Rinko candle, a Rinko bar. I don't know what the print number was, but wow, that's really close to the stop out. But right now we're at 9 pips. All we have to do is get to, which one is this? This is the 20 pip one. Okay, so we may have a little issue up here. But I think the Canadian dollar is on the histogram on the power zone is it's in an up move, which is, that's a 60-minute. I think it's even an up move on a 60. Working out here, we got the Euro New Zealand on the last position here. We're up 150 pips. Euro New Zealand. This is a fixed target. So this does not have a trailing stop because I'm expecting a big move at this pair about 12 p.m. on the 60-minute time frame. So let's go to the 60-minute time frame, which is here. And this comes in at 12 o'clock, traders. This thing is expected to go up even more, and then we'll have a buy signal. We only got 1, 2, 3 more bars, and we're to the north, all the way to Wednesday at 9 a.m. in the morning. So just hold on. I'm just going to hold on to the Euro New Zealand trade. Pound Aussie looks like it's about to make a move. It is a Canadian pulling right back up into resistance. And we got a bar that's going to come back down, traders. This next bar is a down bar. But then we're going to start going up until 11:10. So hopefully we'll take this target out here. We'll probably get a big candle and, try to take this target out here. So we shall see. And take profit 5 is, we're not going to go, I mean, with this pair, I'm still looking, I was definitely looking for a down move, which it did go down to 53, but overall, still looking for an overall down move on this pair. Here's the Aussie dollar. This one, as you can see here, pound Aussie. 5 a.m. it took a little, still was going down, but now we're starting to work our way up. Like I said, you could see that down move coming here. And then once 10 o'clock comes, we're going to peak out. Looks like it's going to go up, though, but look at this at 7 p.m. down to 3 a.m. And then we're going to finally start going, higher highs and higher lows. Because this almost looks like a double bottom here, 5 a.m. at 3 a.m. So then we're going to go, as you can see, things pulling back pretty nasty.
with the stochastic, which I don't like. Which I keep saying I gotta change this, so I don't like it. Okay, traders, and we're up 160 pips on the New Zealand, and the stop's going to be pretty tight, considering 104. Let's say we might do 104.95. It's a little bit of the time cycle marker. Really doesn't matter with the news because of the time cycle markers. I mean, sometimes the news is positive for the currency, but things still goes in the wrong direction. I mean, well, not the wrong direction. It goes in the direction of the histogram. Plain and simple. We got numbers a little like 1 percentage on the manufacturing, negative consumer construction spending. All the other stuff was a little more positive, but they're not real big. Oh, traders, look at it going down big time. The big time move on the yen to the south. Traders, what was I gonna say? We got the global dairy trade, so oh my God, be very careful with that dairy trade if you're trading in New Zealand, anything, because that thing will destroy your positions. I forgot about that. It just all of a sudden I saw it, and it comes out. It's a tentative. You don't know where it's going to come out. So it's right after this. So this could be very dangerous if you're trading anything New Zealand. I didn't realize that. Welcome back, traders. Trading the US dollar Canadian. We're going to try to take out this 20 pip target here. And look, we came so close to the stop loss right here. And we had a red dot, orange dot, lower low. And we went to the north. So currently waiting on the yen. We took a position on the yen. Yen is going to start rolling over and heading down, traders. Heading down. All right. So that's where we're at. I guess you put them side by side. Hold on. Let me see. Can I do that? Probably could do that. But I have to run out for a second. All right. So we'll see what the yen's going to do here. But like I said, you can see the histogram until 1225. Then we're going to look for, some kind of pullback, I guess. Depending how it's going, but the 60-minute looks like it's still going down.
Target filled.
Welcome back, traders. Trading the Flux power zone with the 60-minute time frame. Well, let's take a look at the, let's see how we're doing. The Euro Australian dollar should be going up. Euro New Zealand's already, it's going to be probably exploding too, right at the 12 o'clock signal. Aussie US dollar is going down. Pound Aussie is going up. Going to be crossing the zero line in about 2 hours. US dollar Canadian is trying to go up, but it's having some issues. But it's going up slowly. JPY to the south, big time. Great British Pound JPY. Pound New Zealand, we still got another push down bar. So, but we're up about 50 pips on that. But I was up 50 pips twice. Okay, and one of my units did get stopped out with a profit of about 20 pips, but it, it was up as much as over 50. So now we're at 50 again, and we'll see if we can get past that. Euro New Zealand again, 202 pips. And I think it was a pound Australian dollar. This is the dollar Canadian. That's why we're having issues with this dollar Canadian. I probably would not have taken the auto trader took this trade. I would have not taken this trade. So we'll see. I don't think we're gonna get back up there. So I don't think we're gonna get back up there. And we're crossing zero? Yeah, I don't think so. So, but we'll see. Aussie 15 pips. There's a yen trade that I was waiting for, and I'm still in the trade, and it's continuing dropping, coming into a buy signal. So we're gonna get some pullback here. All right, traders, let me pause the video. Welcome back, traders. Trading the U.S. dollar Canadian, up almost 17 pips over this move here. We're trying to take out the 20 pip target, which I didn't think we would even get even close to it. See? That's why when you're trading an auto trader, sometimes it, will have the right trade on. So let's switch back over to that particular system. But still, it's still, like I said, if I was trading, I'd be selling it. Up there, traders. That must be Aussie dollar. We're going to get a stop out here on a trailing stop for 20 pips if it does not continue down. So if the Aussie dollar is going down, then the Canadian, for the most part, is going up. So it looks like we got some US dollar strength here. So if you hear stop filled, it's going to be that pair. Also, we got a buy signal on the USJPY. We could exit because it is going to retrace, but it's just a matter of how far it's going to. And then we got another sell cycle about 2 o'clock. Okay, traders. So here we go. We're going to take out that 20 pip target.
Target filled.
Target filled on the Canadian. Okay, so we need to go another 2 pips, I believe, in order for the trailing stop to really move up. Wait a minute, this is a 15. It's the wrong ATM, but whatever. Yeah, it should have moved up a lot. So it's the wrong ATM. Something should happen soon because once it, 20 pips is pretty much on the system, it may close it out itself. All right, so let's switch workspaces. All right, I'm going to pause.
Stop filled.
Oh, there we go. Taken out with looks like 21 pips, traders. And the last one is break even, and it's a trailer. So we don't know how long we're going to go with this. I don't know if we're going to pull back to this level here, 20, but we don't know, so we shall see. All right, so the Canadian, where are we on the Canadian? Right here. You know where it goes. We'll see how this works out with the Canadian trade. Because what it's going to do if it if it even gets into a smaller range, it's going to start moving this closer and closer. And then it's going to want to pull in the cell, and then it will close the position anyway, because I have it on both long and shorts. So that's what will happen. But I think if it goes 22 pips, it's gonna, let's check custom. Yeah, once it gets 22 pips, it's gonna move right up against there, and it's gonna be right on top of the 20 pip target, because what it does is locks in 20 pips no matter what. If it goes 22, guaranteed to get 20 pips. Once it goes 22 pips, you know, with this small range, I figured that because unless it, here we go, traders, watch, here it comes. We got one more pip to go. See that? Unless it does like a huge run, then you know, if it's like a huge breakout, then it'll keep, you know, trailing the stop. But with this system here, it's only going to go maybe 20 some odd pips before, if you have it, only if you have it on both long and shorts, because it's hits this line, it's going to call a reversal, and it's going to sell, and it's going to close the other position out. So the only way you're going to get a big run if you get a breakout in that one direction and it just keeps running like really fast. There we go, traders. We're going to get taken out.
Stop filled.
There we go. Stop filled. We close out with 20 and 19 pips. And yeah, 22 pips on the Aussie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these positions off of this yen trade, and you know, take it from there. All right, traders, I'm going to pause the video. Welcome back, traders. Trading the U.S. dollar JPY. There was a big breakout. I was looking for the dollar yen to go to the south. Currently up a ton of pips on this pair. So let's go to the bigger time frame, which is 60-minute. And here we were. I was waiting for this sell here. The earlier entry was about 9 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock when it started to really go down. Welcome back, traders. Trading the Great British Pound, JPY. We just took basically a first trade on this pair today. So let's see what happens with this trade here. We're using the ATR bar code, the Unirinkos, and market has been pretty slow. I guess we're waiting on news or something, so it's been pretty slow, moving back and forth. So I have a system with the Canadian dollar, with the Unirinkos, with the Bollinger Band setup, which has been, I mean, you can see the range is like barely nothing. So it's been capturing, you know, quite a few pips.
Target filled.
Oh my goodness. Forever. There's the trailer jumps right up to 20 pips positive. Wow. brutal. You know this one's going to get the trailing stop taken out immediately. Pretty brutal. Okay, so we locked in at minimum 20 pips on both units. We already closed out with one. First trade we took an L, so now we look like we're at break even unless this gets a huge breakout here, traders. This trailing stop's going to move up again. So if we get a big candle, the trailing stop is going to, follow it up. Well, we're going to get stop filled in a second. Welcome back, traders. Trading the Great British Pound New Zealand dollar using the marker plus with the crossover EMAs with the filter conditions on. This has pretty much this and the ATR bar color today really destroyed the market. Just unbelievable on the auto trading aspect of it. I have to, because there's one, I think this is the 108 pip move right here. I think this is the 108 pip move up, and they got closed out. 105 pips, sorry, traders. And then currently we're up. This thing grabbed like 20 pips. Like, I mean, I'm gonna have to tally it up just on this one. The let me see, which one is the only one that's negative? Is the Aussie dollar with the Unirinkos. Let's pull that one in. So it's negative. Probably about 40, 50 pips, I think, maybe. So for the day, it has pretty much been a loser. This is a pretty good system too. So right now it's it's in the negative. This is the only one out of the systems that's negative. I could probably tweak it a little more, so I can see the stop loss from use a trailing stop a little better. Just say from high to low, from here to, let's see, we'll go from here to there. That's about 17 pips. So we could trail the I could probably tighten it up a little bit more. Let me see if I can tighten it up a little bit more before I do that, and then I could trail the stop a little tighter. So what I'm going to do is, try to draw a trend line. If I can get the trend line like that, but then you need some kind of pullback so it can continue. Say if it was going here and then it kept going down, then I would miss that move. But I'll see what I could do with the smoothing and everything like that. A lot of times I like to draw a line like this. You know what works on this? Like a 13 would probably work. Let's see, let's try a 13 because it's not even indicators. Marker plus. Let's see, no, it's actually the ATR bar color. Let's try a 13. Oh, you know what? I have a 13 on here. I could tighten up the multiplier. Let's tighten up the multiplier at 3. See what happens. A little tighter, but it's really that. See, I think this might affect this big long run here, so
even though it still took it again. Alright, so let's go back to the multiplier. I can mess that up. ATR bar color, and the multiplier is right here. Let's go with 3.3. 1.3. Let's see if we still have this trade here. No. Let's try 3.5. Let's do 3.5. Okay, see the 3.5 will get you this, keep you in this trade, you know, to the south until we get to here. So I guess the 3.5. So maybe we can try to tighten up the. Welcome back, traders. That's pretty much the end of the video. And here's a little bonus. So with the currency strength indicator, when you're trading these Canadian pairs or any like one pair with just one sided, all like just Canadian, the New Zealand Canadian, the Aussie Canadian, the USD Canadian, the Pound Canadian, Euro Canadian, Swiss Canadian, you can use to get an advantage of which pair is going to move faster in your direction. Use the currency strength indicator, which will tell you which currency is the strongest versus which currency is the weakest. So right now, at this current time, I use a 1 minute and a 60 look back period. Here's the website. The currency is copied. Pause the video, copy it down, and what you have here is a 1 minute and a 60 look back period. Okay, and you have your color codes. You have the baseline here, which is a 0 line, and then right now you got that Canadian dollar strength. So the Canadian dollar is getting stronger against all pairs except the yen. So those two are probably not moving at all. Now your best correlation is going to be the Canadian dollar versus the Aussie US dollar. No, actually versus the euro. So that should be going to the south. So then you have the yen. Japanese yen is very strong at the moment versus also the euro. So that means the euro yen's probably dropping. So that's how I use it. And anything below the 0 line, above the 0 line is the stronger pairs, and below the 0 line are the weaker pairs. And then when they're close together, like I said, these two are probably not doing anything. Now you got some more Canadian strength here. But for the most part, you know, the euro is the weakest pair at the moment. All right, there's a little bonus there. Currency strength indicator. Another thing that Earl Henley implicated when using trading the 2040, but it also works to define which currency you want to put up against another currency that you're already, you know, have on your trading radar. All right, traders. So that's a little bonus, and stay profitable. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Need any information? Send me an email. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And again, thanks a lot. I'm out.